He's one of the greatest guitarists in rock history, a man whose riffs defined a generation, but even legends have their limits. At 81, Jimmy Page, the driving force behind Led Zeppelin, has opened up about the musicians who, through rivalry, arrogance, or pure creative conflict, pushed him over the edge. These aren't just names he disliked, these are the guitarists who truly got under his skin. So today, we uncover the 6 musicians Jimmy Page said he couldn't stand working with, listening to, or even being compared to. Let's begin. Number 6, Jeff Beck. Jeff Beck wasn't just another guitarist, he was Page's old bandmate from the early days of the Yardbirds. The two were rivals before either became famous, young, ambitious, and determined to be the best. But when the spotlight shifted toward Beck, rumors started spreading that Page felt overshadowed. Years later, Page admitted their friendship soured when egos got involved. He said, "We both wanted the same throne, and there's only room for one king." Despite their respect for each other's skills, that unspoken competition never really faded. Number 5, Eric Clapton. Back in the late 1960 seconds, Clapton and Page were the two titans of British rock guitar. Fans constantly compared them who had the better tone, who played with more soul. Page once mentioned that Clapton could be dismissive of Zeppelin's heavier sound. While Clapton leaned toward the blues, Page was exploring uncharted territory with distortion and mysticism. The tension wasn't open hostility, it was a clash of philosophies. But the comments left a mark, and Page admitted he never forgot the sting of being called excessive. Number 4, Pete Townshend. When The Who exploded onto the scene, Pete Townshend was known for his power chords and wild stage antics. He often criticized Zeppelin's bombastic sound, once calling it too obvious. That didn't sit well with Page. He quietly resented Townshend's remarks, saying years later, "We were pushing boundaries. He was just breaking guitars." It was a rare flash of bitterness from the usually reserved Page, proof that some comments never fade, even decades later. Number 3, Ritchie Blackmore. If there was ever a battle of the egos, this was it. Jimmy Page and Ritchie Blackmore of Deep Purple, two guitar gods with two completely different temperaments. Blackmore once called Zeppelin a blues band with good marketing. Page, in private, wasn't amused. He reportedly fired back, saying, "Ritchie plays scales, I play songs." It was a rivalry that spanned decades, one never openly resolved, yet always whispered about in the halls of classic rock. Number 2, Keith Richards. Yes, that Keith Richards. While both men helped shape the sound of British rock, they never shared mutual admiration. Richards once mocked Zeppelin's live shows, saying, "It's all sound and fury." Page responded years later, "Maybe Keith just didn't understand what we were doing." Behind the scenes, Page reportedly viewed Richards as too cocky, too dismissive, while Richards thought Page was lost in his own world. Two geniuses, both right in their own way, both too proud to ever admit it. Number 1, Jimi Hendrix. You might be surprised because Page always spoke respectfully about Hendrix. But deep down, there was tension. Hendrix's sudden rise made every guitarist of that era rethink their place in the world. Page once confessed that watching Hendrix live was both inspiring and painful. It made him question his own greatness. He respected Hendrix deeply but hated the endless comparisons. He once said, "They wanted me to be Britain's Hendrix, but I was never trying to be anyone else." It wasn't hate for the man, it was frustration at being trapped in his shadow. As the years went by, Jimmy Page mellowed. He began to see those rivalries for what they really were, sparks that pushed him to greatness. When asked recently if he still hates anyone in music, he smiled and said, "I don't hate anyone. I just wish I'd told them all how much they inspired me before it was too late." You've been watching Hollywood Golden Stars, where we uncover the untold stories behind the legends of music and film. If you love classic rock, fame, and forgotten rivalries, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because next time, Eric Clapton finally reveals the 6 bands he swore he'd never play with again.